So I woke up and the first thing I see is TikTok lit today. So we exposing the natives, we exposing the YTs. This what we doing today? Cause I'm all for it. Welcome to the cookout.
Good morning, good evening, depending on the time difference. Well, today's episode we'll be talking about a recent online argument that has come up between Black Americans and Native Americans. Native Americans, also known as Indigenous peoples of the United States, are the original inhabitants of North America. Their history and culture and experience are incredibly diverse and deeply rooted in the land for thousands of years before European colonization. The main difference between Native Americans and Black Americans lies in their historical origins, cultural heritage, and the nature of the experiences in the United States. Native Americans were here before the US existed. They were colonized on their own land. Black Americans were brought here as slaves and have had to fight for every right and recognition since. The war that began between the two communities has sparked major arguments, and that's what we are talking about today. Both groups have suffered from racism, systemic oppression, and attempts to erase their identity. Both have played key roles in civil rights movements and continue to fight for justice, inequality, and recognition in American society. Let's watch the following videos, majorly from Black Americans, and come back at the end and discuss.
Everybody got so much to say. We ain't the natives, huh? No, we are the natives. Excuse me, we ain't the natives. We the originals. Not only to America, but to the whole entire earth. It's ours. So what happened? I'll tell you what happened. They burned down all of our paper, birth certificates, pictures, documents. They burned down our buildings. I'm talking about houses. I'm talking about sacred places. I'm talking about libraries, okay? They bulldozed all of our mounds. Not only did they bulldoze the mound, they went inside, dug everything up, stole it, and left it there as a viewing site for foreigners and immigrants to go look at. They hired fake chiefs. They paid YT people $5 to take our lands. They erased our identity, reclassified us, relocated us, and told us we were from Africa. Well, I tell you what, since you like giving the credit of the pyramid builder culture, the mound builder culture, the agriculture that's flourished the Americas, and not only Americas, but spread through the entire world, since you want to take credit for it, or you want to give that credit to people who don't deserve it, do it again. Build some more pyramids, build some more free energy centers, build some more subway systems, build some more street cars and street buses. Build it, do it, since y'all are the original Americans who were here before us. Repeat the history, replicate the culture. Oh yeah, you can't.
Since Native Americans are so smart, then why is it that you guys don't know that the term black was not always due to a darker skin tone? You would think that the oldest nation in the world would know where most of these terms come from, at least the English language. But here it is right here. It says that the word black can be traced back to the Proto-Indo-European origins. So Indo-European meaning you guys came from wherever you guys came from. But it says in Old English, black person meant fair, someone devoid of color, similar to the word blanc, which still means white or fair person. In Middle English, the word was spelled as B-L-A, whatever that is, C, same thing as the modern word black. Only at that time, around 1050 AD, it still meant fair skin or so-called white person. So at this point, you guys keep saying black. That does not bother us. Why? Because we're not black, we're not Negroes, we're not colored, we're not African Americans. We are American Indians. We are indigenous to this land. But since we want to talk about the etymology of labels, did y'all know that this is what it meant to be native? A person born in bondage? Oh, okay. A woman born in slavery? Oh, wow. Y'all didn't know that. So y'all are considering yourselves slaves by calling yourselves Native American? Did you know that? I bet you didn't. Since the Native Americans are so smart, and you got your degrees and you know every goddamn thing, then why aren't you guys getting up here discussing the 1924 Racial Integrity Act? I told y'all to leave me the fuck alone, but y'all wanted to push. So let's motherfucking press these motherfucking pipes. And surprisingly, this document or this bill was passed the same year that you guys were able to call yourselves Native American. I broke this down in 2 parts. Yes, we're reading the entire thing. Buckle your seatbelts. And I'm finna give you hoes a little deal. You might as well go ahead and call Bonnet Boss. It says Senate Bill 219 to preserve racial integrity passed the House in 1924 of March 8th. And it's now a law of the state. Oh, I can't wait to jump into the gold. This bill aims at correcting a condition which only the more thoughtful people of Virginia know the existence of. It is estimated that there are in the state of from 10,000 to 20,000, possibly more, near white people who are known to possess an intermixture of colored blood. Now, before I finish, I need all of y'all Native Americans to drop that meme that y'all have been passing around of the the identity crisis of the Negro. Y'all go ahead and drop that before I finish, because y'all know we were classified several times, but y'all don't believe us. Let's keep going. In some cases, to a slight extent, it is true, but still enough to prevent them from being white. Oh. In the past, it has been possible for these people to declare themselves as white, or even to have the court so declare them. They have demanded the admittance of their children into the white schools, and in not a few cases have intermarried with white people. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that the only intermarried that we had to worry about was the Cherokees and the Europeans. I didn't know that the coloreds and the Negroes had that to worry about as well. I mean, maybe in 1924, because that's after the slavery was abolished, right? Let's keep going. They exist as distinct colonies holding themselves aloof from Negroes. So y'all didn't believe us when we said that our terms were interchangeable. But I just proved to you that we got colored and now we got Negro. Let's keep going. But not being admitted by the white people as of their race. Y'all ready? In any large gathering or school of colored people, there goes that word again, especially in the cities, many will be observed who are scarcely distinguishable as colored. These persons, however, are not white in reality, nor by the new definitions of this law. That a white person is with one with no trace of the blood of another race, except that a person with 1/16 of the American Indian. So if this document was to prevent Caucasian people or colored people who could pass as Caucasian from passing as Caucasian, then why are they called American Indian?
Systematic racism is just as clear and just as prominent as thinking that Native Americans is one group of people. You think Native American, the term Native American, is only one group of people. No. There's 500 plus federally recognized different types of Native Americans in the United States. That's what systematic racism looked like. You generalized a whole term. You don't even understand the term. And it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to us because it's really simple. And y'all use your own, like, and I'm saying y'all as in like Western culture. Like Western science, like the word Native American is like the difference between native and non-native. Like you hear that in animals. Does that make sense? Like from a biology term, like it's a biological term. Am I getting too deep? No, because you have native plants, native animals, non-native plants, non-native animals, and usually it's a problem. Usually it's called invasive. So, like, the fact that you can't wrap your head around the fact that there's native people in certain landscapes, and that's why the term land back means, hey, let's give authority to the people that are actually native of this landscape. They might know a couple things. Jesus Christ. Yeah. That's funny. That's hilarious. But anyways, yeah, give native people authority of their land for a little bit. Fuck, and then let's see what changes are made. What better lives you might have. Touch some damn, I'm not even gonna say grass, because grass can be non-native. This is so fucking funny, yeah.
I see that Beyonce has the internet in a tizzy. And I will say what I've been saying for a very, very long time. History is whooping y'all tail. It is whooping y'all tail, okay? Listen, this is something that every person of color needs to understand. Anyone that is not black, that is a part of a minority people group here in the United States of America. All of you participated in the forward progression of the oppression of black people. Every single one of you. Native Americans, Asians, South Asians, Italians, Irish, right? Like everybody that was considered less than, also considered yourself less than others but better than blacks. Every single one of you. Every single one of you. Every single one of you. History is complex and people are complex. Two things can be true at the same time. The Native Americans were almost extinct and the Native Americans were also owning slaves. Uh-oh. Blacks. African Americans. Yeah. So it's very funny to me that Native Americans thought they were always our allies. You weren't. You weren't. Because the reality is this, right? Let's think of it in a logical manner, right? The Native Americans, Trail of Tears, everybody is almost extinct, okay? Like, majority of the Native American tribes was almost extinct on this Trail of Tears, all right? These white people, they came in, took over your land, killing and slaughtering all of these people and all of these livestock. At the same time, they put you guys off into these concentration camps, right? And then they're bringing in droves of these other people, hundreds and hundreds of hundreds of these black people that are coming off on boats, okay? Mind you, the Native Americans are a people that have already been traumatized, greatly traumatized by white people, and they are seeing them bring over all of these other people. What makes you think that Native Americans was going to be like, oh my gosh, white people are doing something bad to these other strangers that we don't know. We must save them. Is that what y'all thought? What? No. No. Why would they have any reason to defend these black people that are clearly taking the brunt of whatever angst and anger that was once directed at them? Native Americans is like, oh baby, we need to stay out the way. We need to stay out the way. We don't know who these new people are, but they are definitely, they taking some licks. We just need to sort ourselves out over here, okay? And then there was Native Americans that was like, well, let's see about this whole slave owning thing. Huh? I'm only half Native American, so maybe I'm a little white passing. Maybe I can also profit off of this, right? Yeah. Yeah. So listen, the fact that you don't know this part of your history, holding your hand, uh-oh, looks like you're also a victim of misinformation. If you thought that Native Americans were always the allies of black people, crazy. Some black people weren't always the allies of black people. Hello? Yeah, no, you weren't always our ally, Bookie Bear. So yes, the Buffalo Soldiers did have to round y'all up. Because y'all was still holding on to slaves as if the 13th Amendment didn't exist, boo. So yes. Yes, so to be quite clear, I don't want anybody to misunderstand what we are saying, okay? And what Beyonce is saying. What Beyonce is saying is that during that time period, your Native American ancestors were racist and oppressors. Very clear. There's a period there, not a question mark. Okay, that's a statement. I'm not confused. It's what we call Black history, also known as American history. But there's also history that your people may not want to talk about because it's not the cutest part. Instead of getting online and being outraged, thinking that everything is a lie, how about we do some research? Because the only thing that your Native American outrage is doing is proving a point that you don't know American history either. And that also, you may not know your history. Not everybody was our ally. And once again, I can understand why this exists. I just outlined the Native American plight at that time. They were seeking self-preservation. And if I'm a Native American and y'all done wiped out all of these centuries long of tribes, and all of a sudden, all of these people that look totally different than what I've ever seen is coming off of the same boats as these white people that have actively killed off the... Oh, yeah. Yeah, you inherited the beef. So black people unknowingly walked into beef that they didn't even know. Like, we were oppressed walking into beef. You see what I'm saying? Let's think. It is very easy to understand two people doing the same thing for two different reasons. And to this day, people of color, foreigners, come into the United States and they integrate by looking down on African Americans. That's how you integrate. To show that you're not like us. So you try to separate yourself as much as possible. So you try to overturn things like, I don't know, affirmative action. So glad I could help.
Native Americans suffered genocide, land theft, forced relocations, and cultural assimilation. Black Americans primarily descended from Africans brought to America via the transatlantic slave trade. Native cultures emphasize language, preservation, spirituality tied to nature. Black culture is rooted in African traditions, evolved under slavery and segregation. While both Native and Black Americans face systemic racism and socio-economic inequalities, their experiences differ significantly. Both communities are resilient, preserving cultural identities and are advocating for justice. Yet each other follows distinct historical paths. These differences matter, but so do their shared struggles and efforts to build a more equitable future. With the videos you have just watched, what's your take in this? Are Black Americans right? Native Americans have pride in themselves. Can we still classify the natives as real Americans? Share your opinions in the comment section below and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you, family. Bye.